Young ladies and gentlemen, good morning or good evening to all of you. Once again, welcome here to your beloved platform based on the Awakening, Writing of Consciousness Forum. In international news, Chad, the Chad of Déby Itaka, the Chad that has long been manipulated by France, that has long been under the true domination of France. This Chad that has been gradually eyeing the AES. Today, Chad announces its intention to join the AES. And Chad warns France regarding its ambitions to join the AES and concerning the AES itself as such. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment of utmost importance. This mindset that friendly states of sovereign Africa are beginning to adopt. This mindset is a positive development. Sovereign Africa is on the move. So, the announcement was made by one of President Idriss Déby Ittum's advisors. In the context of this video conference, that is what we are going to discuss. But I ask you to share this video conference. Share it as much as possible. Chad is very upset. You know, when you make a child suffer, if you have no limits, at some point, that child will rebel against you once they discover who you really are. That is what is happening today between France and its former colonies. In fact, it is very painful to even say the words, oh, former colonies. Let's go deeper, ladies and gentlemen. According to official information relayed by Sputnik, the Chad will soon join the AES. And the statement was made by one of the president's advisors. So, to summarize what he said, everyone must choose their alliances. Everyone must choose their alliances. This advisor's name is Ali Abdelrahmane Haga. Ali Abdelrahmane Haga reminds Sputnik Africa that Chad shares the same cultures as its neighbors, in the Sahel region, the same cultures. He first makes this point to explain why it is important to come together. Even though for now he is not announcing a specific timeline, and this is not the result of an official government statement, he spoke simply as an advisor to the president. But when a presidential advisor now speaks out to express his country's intentions, the matter must be taken very seriously. So, he says this, the people straddling Chad, so Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. That means the people straddling, the peoples who move between these areas. He says, the people straddling Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. That's a socio-political reality. So that means, it's obvious, the people are on horseback. That is to say, Chadians are often either in Bamako, in Mali, or often in Niger, or often in Burkina, or vice versa. The Burkinabe people and vice versa. And this is a socio-political reality. Obviously, this socio-political reality should not be overlooked. We must take this reality into account. He continues. He says, what is happening? What is being done? That's it. He says, what is being done within the AES concerns us in more ways than one. What is happening, what is being done within the AES is of great interest to Chad for several reasons. It is the advisor to the Chadian president who is speaking like this. He says, what is happening within the AES interests us for several reasons. They are committed to a path, of intense sovereignty. They are committed to a path of intense sovereignty and the fight against intense poverty. These are the two things that are of great interest to Chad for several reasons. the fact that the AES is committed, that is to say, beyond the socio-political realities that clearly show us that these peoples interact with each other all day long. Apart from that, the leaders of the AES are on a path, to use their own words, they are on a path of intense sovereignty. He adds the word intense. What does that mean? The AES's approach is intense in its pursuit of sovereignty. This is what primarily interests Chad. Secondly, they are fighting severely against poverty. These are the two factors that interest Chad, and that could lead Chad to join the AES. So he continues, please share this video conference with me. He goes on, he reads, together, Chad and its Sahelian neighbors can accomplish major projects, great things. Together, Chad and its Sahelian neighbors can achieve great things. So that means if Chad joins the AES, the AES together, they can accomplish great things. They give examples, such as building roads, transporting oil, creating free trade zones. And from there, he warns France. He says, but beware of the colonial danger. Beware of the colonial danger. Ali Abdelrahman Haga warns against conflicts fueled by external forces. He issues a warning, a stern warning against conflicts, but ones that are fueled by external forces. Here, he is addressing France. He says this, now, we must succeed in avoiding the wars that neocolonialism is causing to emerge. Intercommunal conflicts. I see the hand of foreigners in this. There you have it. He says, if Chad joins the AES, they can do a lot of things together, build roads, and so on. He says, but beware of the colonial danger, because there are dark forces at work stirring up communal conflicts. He warns France, we are going to join. But France, be careful, you have no business interfering in what we are planning. So, what should also be mentioned is that on May 13th, just May 13th, 2025, Qasim Sharif, the Chadian Minister of Communication, expressed his desire to see his country join the AES. So, it's already two types of announcements. On one hand, we have the president's advisor expressing the desire. On the other hand, we have the minister, the minister of communication expressing the desire. Things are going to heat up. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top international news story. So please share it as much as possible. This was the voice of your one and only Samouraï